the struggle is real. It's me versus me, the struggle is real. Why don't you choose yourself? Choose yourself right now. It's me versus me, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. Look at this shirt. My hair clippy. Today, I decided to wear my favorite shirt without thinking about how much weight I've lost since the last time I wore it. Look how baggy it is. But I chose it for a real reason and what it says. Are you a warrior or a wimp? As the season is here to eat and eat, we have to keep asking ourselves, are we a warrior or a wimp? But just know that a new year is coming. But about this shirt, it's funny how when you start losing weight, you always think you can wear your clothes, your same clothes, but you can't. It's way too big. Guess it's time for a new favorite shirt. Oh well. Hey, good evening, everyone. Merry Christmas on this Christmas Eve, and thank you for joining us tonight. And welcome to Series 1, Episode 11. Last week, we learned about the several different types of diets available on the market today. We broke down what they are, the pros, the cons, and even what a menu might look like. The reason why we are looking at other diets is to help you understand the difference between them. Me versus Me Life Change Challenge is exactly what it's called. It is a life change. We aren't looking to lose a few pounds for a special event. We are working to get healthy and improve our lives and your life. We want to help you to learn how to make better choices in all circumstances. If you haven't had the opportunity to watch last week's show, please remember to watch it and all the other previous shows. We have been able to offer a lot of important information and have been blessed with guest speakers who have firsthand knowledge of the diets and programs we are studying. Today, we are going to investigate gastric bypass and gastric sleeve for weight loss. Now, last weekend, we went to the Nashville Flea Market to offer StyQ 3D scans to the public. While we were there, we met a couple, Randall and Darlene Robertson. Randall had gastric sleeve recently, and Darlene had gastric bypass. They were so gracious to give us an interview right there in the flea market. So please stay tuned and watch these very incredible videos. Okay, so today is what, the 16th of December, 2023, and I'm very excited about this interview. And tell me your name again.
It's Randall Robertson.
Randall Robertson. And how old are you?
I just turned 50 at Thanksgiving.
Just turned 50. And I met you at the flea market, you and your wife, and we'll have her on a little bit later. And I'm so excited because I've been wanting to talk to somebody who had the procedure that what you have had. And can you tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got to where you're at right now? Now, your weight, how much right now?
I'm at 342 as of right now.
342. Okay, so tell us your journey. I can't wait.
Well, it started, we had our surgery December 13th of last year.
Now, so you had what kind of surgery?
I had the gastric sleeve.
Okay, you had the gastric sleeve.
My heaviest weight was 588.
Wow.
And that was just a hair over a year ago. And I had to lose 80 pounds before I could even have the surgery. So I ended up losing 90, and then they approved the surgery. And then now I'm down 250 plus pounds. So you had just in a year.
You had to lose 90 pounds before they would do the sleeve.
Yep.
What was the reasoning for that?
Because they said that I had to be at 500 pounds to have the surgery. He wouldn't do it. My surgeon said he wouldn't do it. Because of your willpower or your body frame or what? I think it's just that he wants to see if I wanted to put in the effort.
Wow.
Because if you don't put in the effort, it won't work. there's a lot of people that have the surgery I have, compared to my wife's, that they just slip away from what they're supposed to do. And that's easy to do, and I'm not judging anybody because it's hard. I mean, we don't eat all the right things all the time, but we do it together. I couldn't do it without her, and she couldn't do it without me. So, and we're together 24/7. So we're always, no, we don't need that. We don't need to eat that, you know. And it's just about good choices and staying active. Now, I was in a wheelchair full time.
Wow.
A motorized chair.
Wow.
Right. And then I'm walking everywhere now.
You sure are, and you're building you're building all kinds of woodwork.
Yeah.
And you're doing a great thing. You're here at the Nashville Flea Market. Are you here every month?
And this is our first time here.
This is your first time
now,
here.
we've done other shows, but this is our first time
now,
here.
Now, where are you from?
We're from New Market, Alabama, which is just northeast of Huntsville.
Okay, so how far is that from here?
It's about an hour and 45 minutes.
Okay, so are you going to come back again?
I think so, because we're doing pretty good today.
And what's the name of your business?
It's Robertson Recreations, and Recreation has a hyphen in it.
Okay, and you think you'll be here again? You've got some really great stuff. I think I'm going to do some videoing of your stuff as well. That's awesome. Okay, so what made you decide that enough was enough?
We were both on a lot of medication, didn't have any energy, not happy with ourselves, knew that we're not going to be around for our kids and our grandchildren. So we decided one day, well, it's time. It's time we do something, because both our weight was out of control. I've always been a big guy. I was a big kid. All my family are big people. So it was just kind of a lifestyle growing up. A lot of bad habits, a lot of bad choices. So finally, the light bulb just clicked, and it was like, I got to do something. So my wife and I, we go to water aerobics in the morning times. And that's how we have built up our strength and stamina and energy and that, and choosing the right foods. Of course, the surgery helps, but the surgery is just a tool. Okay, right. You can have the surgery and still put on weight and still not be active. But I've learned that what helps me the most is just getting up and being active. Whether it's walking the dog, going out working the yard, working on woodworking, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is that you do, as long as you get up off the couch and get out of the recliner. Turn off the TV. So that's the big thing. There's no way a year ago I could have done what we're doing this weekend. There's no way.
You have a lot to move. You got heavy stuff.
Heavy stuff.
Not just small little.
And it's just me and my wife doing it, so we have to do all the setup, all the breakdown. I just carried out something to a customer to her car for her. You know, and I couldn't have done that a year ago. I'd have been in my wheelchair doing it.
Wow.
You know, I'm not out of breath when I did it, you know.
Yeah, just walking back here, and we had a long ways to walk to get
a year
here.
ago, I'd have been huffing and puffing.
Wow.
So, I still have another 100 pounds to go, but my 588 pounds didn't get put on overnight, and it's not going to come off overnight. So we are 3 days past our 1 year anniversary, and I'm already 250 pounds down. So
1 year.
1 year.
And you feel good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so, what do you eat?
Well, I'm a picky eater and always have. So I'm not a big vegetable eater. So I eat a lot of protein. I try to stay away from the carbs. I don't drink any sodas or any drinks with sugar. All I drink is artificially sweetened iced tea and water. Like I got my water right here.
You sure do.
And I always have to have we always have to have fluids with us, because with our stomachs being so small, you have to just sip basically all day long. You can't just like guzzle a bottle of water and be done with it and get your ounces in. You just kind of have to sip all day. And the rule is with these surgeries is once you eat something, you have to wait 30 minutes after before you can start drinking something. So that makes it even harder to get your fluids in. So once you have the surgery, it's easy to get dehydrated. Me and my wife both have been dehydrated since we've had the surgery.
Wow.
So I'm telling everyone now, if you decide to have it, that's what you got to keep in mind, is that you got to keep the fluids in, you got to keep sipping all day long.
Wow. So you eat like, when you had to lose the 90 pounds before you started, that's very intriguing to me. Because if you could do it then, people say, well, if you could lose 90 pounds, then why did you have to have the surgery? I'm sure you've been asked that before.
It wasn't easy.
So tell me how you did that, because that's huge.
Well, like I said, I was in a mobility chair full time. So we have a big driveway, and we have a big front porch. And in front of our porch, I have a big long handicap ramp. So I started just getting out of the chair, going to the front porch and back a few times a day. Then I went to the end of the wheelchair ramp and back a few times a day. Then I went out to my granddaughter's basketball goal and back up the ramp and up to the porch a few times a day. Finally, I got to where I could go to the mailbox and back a few times a day.
Wow.
And trying to get, it wasn't easy because I was still a lot larger then. And I'd have to do it with a cane, but I was trying to get as many steps in as possible, and just getting up out of that chair and watching what I ate. Didn't eat any carbs, no sweets, no sodas. Sodas is a bad thing. Stay away from sodas. It doesn't matter if it's diet. Stay away from them.
And how come you feel that way?
It's just, Diet Coke is really deceiving. It has a lot of sodium in it, and that sodium's not good for you. And I have lymphedema too in this left leg, and this left leg's always going to be bad. And it still hurts, and it's still hard to be active with it. And well, actually I have two bad legs, but this one has lymphedema, and it swells on me a lot, which still tries to add more weight to it. So I have to keep it wrapped a lot and stuff when I'm not doing stuff like this. I have to keep it wrapped up. And for those of you that don't know what lymphedema is your lymphatic system is damaged, and you contain fluid on certain parts of your body. And mine is my left leg. It's twice the size of my right. And it's always going to be, and no matter how much weight I lose, it's still going to be that way. But it was caused mainly by my weight. And so it's something I'm going to have to always deal with. So if you get up to where, if you're starting to get to where your weight, it was as bad as mine, you're going to have problems like that. I'm just warning you. So now the damage is done. I can't do nothing about it. Well, I can do something about it. I just can't do nothing about this lymphedema because there's no cure for it. It can only be managed, not cured.
It's like a varicose vein. You don't know why I've got a huge varicose vein in my left leg. But from the valve, you think it's down in the bottom of your leg. It's actually the valve in my groin area that's just damaged, and there's nothing that I can do to make that go away. It's just damaged.
It just is what it is.
Yeah, it just is what it is. Wow. So what is your goal weight?
I want to get down to around 230 or 240.
Okay.
I'm 6 foot tall, and I'm big boned, so I think that'll be a good size for me. And if I get down to that, I'll be happy. I know I'll feel really good. I already got 10 times more energy than what I did a year ago. So, you know, hopefully by the time the more weight you lose, the harder it is to get off.
And I wonder why that is. Do
I don't
you
know.
know? It even comes off slower.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll go spurts to where I'm like, and I don't weigh every day. I don't like to weigh every day. I usually do it like twice a week. Now, my wife sometimes only does it once a week, but a lot of people I know does it every day. Like, I lost a pound today. No, because you may go a week or 2 weeks, you may not lose anything, and then the next week you may lose 6 or 7 pounds.
That's right.
And I don't know why that is. It just is. But when I was at my heaviest, it was coming off really quickly. And that's getting up and moving and walking to the end of my driveway and back and carrying the dogs out. My weight was just coming off. And then when I started the aerobics, also the water aerobics, and that wasn't easy at first because it is, even though we're in water, our instructors are pretty pretty strict. They it's a lot of cardio, a lot of running in place, and jumping jacks, and all sorts of exercises. So and that makes it. It's good for the heart. So,
We have a pool at our civic center, and I need to start utilizing that with my roommate that lost her leg. She can't get her weight off because we can't do a whole lot with her in the wheelchair, but her leg finally has healed enough where we can get in the water. So yeah, I think that's right. I got one more question for you. Hang on just a minute. Okay, so my question is side effects. Now, explain to me what the sleeve is. Now, your wife, and we're going to have her on too, she had the bypass surgery. You had a sleeve.
Right.
Y'all did this at the same time.
Same day.
There was 6 people in y'all's group.
Yep.
All of y'all did it at the same time.
Yep. Well, within a few weeks of one another.
That is incredible. So what'd you do? Just have a bunch of friends and you said, I'm going to do this. And they said, well, let me see, I'm going to do it too.
Well,
or
it
whatever.
started with my younger sister.
Okay.
And she's lost over 200 pounds.
Wow.
And my wife and I decided to do it. My older sister decided to do it. And then our daughter decided to do it. And we really need to get together and do before. Well, we've already had before pictures. We need to do an after picture, all of us together. We haven't done that yet. I think we figured it out before. It was like close to 1,000 pounds we've lost, between all of us. And it's something that so I was in a 7 and 8X shirt when I was at my heaviest, and this is a 3X here, and then all my clothes are 3X now, and that's still big.
And that's where I started at 3X.
All right, and that's still big, but I'm a lot better than what I was.
Wow.
So the side effects, the dehydration, like I said before, you have to really keep an eye on that, and a lot of it's mental.
Really?
A lot of it is, we went to dinner last night. Good example. Okay, we went to a little restaurant local here. We've never been there. Food was good. We thought we were hungry. We ordered each an entree, and you get all excited for it. Like, man, this looks good and it tastes good, and then you eat this much of it, and then you're all disappointed.
Do you take it home, put it in the freezer, eat it later?
Take it home and eat it later. So you have to. There's a lot of things that, like at Thanksgiving was tough. There's a lot of things that you want to eat, but you can't because you don't have room for it.
Right. So the sleeve actually, it goes like around your stomach, doesn't it? You don't take any stomach out.
No, they take the stomach out.
Oh, they take the stomach
so I got
out.
my stomach now is the size of a regular sized banana.
And they leave part of your stomach
They
in,
leave part
though,
of it.
and they take part of it off, and then they put a sleeve on
Right.
it, like a sock, basically.
Yeah.
Now you can stretch that out though, can't you?
You can't, which is why you have to be careful. And when you start, the surgery is not easy. Everybody says that, well, he's taking the easy way. No, it's not, because you have to drink so much fluid before, and you have to be on a straight fluid diet before you can have the surgery for 2 weeks, and that was one of the hardest things we've ever had to do. Protein shakes and water and just fluids, and for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And that sounds like it's not a long time, but when you try it, it's tough.
So you had to shrink your stomach, basically.
Yes.
Is what you had to do.
Well,
before.
we had to shrink our liver.
Yeah. Okay. Backing up on that one. What does that mean?
The surgeon says that we have to, it's called a liver diet, is what it is, and he wants to shrink your liver before you have the surgery. And he actually, once he gets in there and does the surgery, he looks at your liver, and if he thinks that it's enlarged or damaged, he takes it and does a biopsy from it. And luckily my wife and I didn't have any problems, but it's a liver shrink diet that you have to go through before you can have either one of the surgeries.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So
I didn't either.
Is there a
before we did it.
reason? Do you know the reason behind all that?
Not exactly.
Okay.
That's just something you'd have to talk to your surgeon about. He really didn't go into detail. He just says that it's important to get that liver as small as possible before the surgery.
To get it out of the way, probably.
Because it's a machine that he uses to do it with, and he goes in 5 different areas.
So it's a laparoscopic.
Yes.
Wow.
and I have 5 scars, and it's I'm not exactly sure why he said that, but
I'm gonna
but
look
it is
that
a
up.
liver shrink diet that you have to go through. All patients have to do it.
So you had to do protein shakes and liquid.
And I hope
for
I
2
never.
weeks.
And it's important to drink protein shakes because it's hard to get enough protein in one day. But I hate protein shakes now.
Wow.
And I used to like them before, but I don't like them now.
Oh my goodness gracious, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so your insurance probably paid for it
Yes.
because it's a life change that
Yes.
was, you know, in the long run will save the insurance company a lot of money.
Yep.
So I'm glad that they did that.
And we were on all kind of medications. I luckily was not on insulin. I was on metformin
Okay.
for diabetes and
Yep.
high blood pressure medicine
Yep.
and cholesterol medicine, and I had kidney troubles. And well, the only thing I take now is gabapentin from all the nerve damage I did to my feet while I was so large.
Right.
And I still take a cholesterol medicine because he wants to keep that in check, and that's it.
That's all you take.
That's
Your
all I
blood
take.
pressure's good.
Blood pressure's
That's
good.
amazing.
My A1C is 5.5, and it was
Wow.
8 something when I was at my heaviest. My wife's was over 11, I think, at her highest, and she was on 2 different types of insulin and metformin, and she don't take any of that now.
Wow.
And she had, well, you'll hear from her story, but she had gastroparesis, which is where the diabetes tears up the stomach lining in your stomach, and you can't digest certain foods. So she was just sick 2 or 3 times a year and had to be hospitalized. And before she was diagnosed, it took us forever to figure out what it was causing it. And this one doctor finally said, "I know what it is. You got gastroparesis."
Wow.
And then, so that's why she had the bypass instead of the sleeve, because with her having the bypass, it completely gets away.
Took
from-
everything out that was not working.
Right.
Just
And-
take it out.
And so she went 2 years without eating any beef, and now she can eat whatever she wants.
Wow.
So that's why she had that, and that itself was a big change. But she don't have to take any insulin or anything.
Wow.
So
I can't wait to hear her story
Yeah.
either. Well, I'll tell you what, you have been a blessing. You cannot
you.
believe how proud I am. I don't even know you. I'm just so thankful to see somebody like you and your wife and your whole family.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole lives have changed. Not only your lives now, but your destinies, your legacies, the way that your family is raised together.
Yep.
Think about all the years that you've bought back.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Hopefully we've bought, we probably lost several with my weight getting as high as it is, but hopefully we've gained some of that back by all this.
So amazing. I gotta get you on the scanner, man. Let's do that today. And I'd give it to you for free because I think it would be a good thing for you to have over time. And so we'll talk about that in a minute. But
Okay.
thank you so much.
No
You're
problem.
a godsend. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now, I hope you liked the video of Randall and what he had to share is very informative. But he had the gastric sleeve. And to just kind of talk about what happens with our food, when we eat something, it goes down our esophagus, and then it dumps into our stomach, okay? And then it dumps into the small intestines, and there's feet after feet after feet of small intestines. And then it goes into the large intestines, and that's how that works. So with a gastric sleeve, what they do is they cut, actually like this, and they cut part of this stomach off, and they make it it looks like a banana, really, like that. And they cut part of it off, they staple it back together. So really they're making the stomach so much smaller so it can't hold a whole lot of food. Now in the stomach, it has hormones that increases your appetite and insulin and things like that. So When they get rid of part of this, your insulin resistance and things like that really levels out. You're feeling hungry all the time, that levels out. And this sleeve, gastric sleeve, really does well for a lot of people, from what I understand. So what they do is they just cut this part of the stomach off, and they just sleeve it down. And to the small intestines, it stays connected where it usually is connected. And so that's how that works. So you eat less. And so these are some things that you can look at if you would like to be interested in something like this. And so now we're going to go to Darlene's videos where she's had gastric bypass, and then we'll talk about what the difference is between a gastric sleeve and a gastric bypass. So watch these videos of Darlene. They're amazing.
Okay, so tell me who you are and what your name is and where you're from.
My name is Darlene Robertson, and I am from Newmarket, Alabama.
And that's what he said, about an hour and a half away?
Yes.
Okay, and we're in Nashville at the flea market, and this is the 16th of, I want to say March, that's crazy, December 2023. And I met you here yesterday.
Yes.
In the bathroom of all things.
Yes.
So you and I got to talking. So tell me about your weight loss journey and what all has been happening with you. I'm so excited.
Okay, well, I started out very unhealthy and not caring about myself, and it took me my whole life to get where I was at, and I was not happy with myself, and he was like, we need to do something, we need to make some changes. So we decided to take our lives back.
That's amazing. Now, how old are you?
I am 57 years old.
Okay, and he's 40, what is he?
He's 50.
50, he's 50, yeah. And you're 57.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you just decided one day you just didn't feel good and you were tired of not feeling good.
Right.
And
right.
I think he was in a motorized chair. Was you in a motorized chair? You
Yes.
were too. And what was your weight when you started?
I was 388-ish, but that was not my top weight. I had actually gotten up to 450 through the years, and when I started working again, I had dropped down to about 400, and it was a rough way to live, but I still persevered, did it every day, made the bread, decorated the cakes, with an unhappy life, but I still did it for my children and my husband.
Now, what did you work in a bakery or something?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
a bakery manager for a local food chain.
Wow. So hang on just a minute. Let me just turn this off. Hang on. Let me fix this mic real quick.
Sorry, my
No.
My gaggle
It's getting
probably
your
got in
hair
the way.
too. Okay.
my way.
So you work in a bakery.
I did. Yeah.
And you. So that's standing on your feet all day.
Yes, I've always been in food service from the time I was 16.
Wow. Okay. So, and that's hard. Working in any kitchen to me is hard, but even working in my own kitchen,
Right.
when you stand on your feet all day long. And so, had you become a diabetic, or how did all that work?
I had actually become a diabetic. Diabetes and heart disease runs in my family. And I was on 3 shots of insulin a day, plus 2 500 milligram metformin a day, on high blood pressure medicine, on neuropathy medicine, cholesterol medicine, on everything.
Wow. And so, what all are you off of now?
I'm
Insulin?
off of everything but gabapentin for neuropathy and body aches, because the arthritis is done, the damage is done. 3.5 years ago, I had a complete knee replacement, and it was longer than what a typical knee replacement is, and so it was very hard on my body. But the doctor was like, either you get it done or you're going to struggle walking. So now that I've lost all this weight, I'm able to get around. I did over 15,000 steps yesterday.
Goodness gracious.
Walked to the restaurant down the road, which was a half a mile away. Didn't get tuckered or out of breath or nothing.
That's so amazing. Okay, so you started out when you got your surgery. Now you had a gastric bypass
Yes.
surgery.
Yes.
So tell me how was that laparoscopic? Did they have to have an incision? They took a part of your stomach out. Can you tell me about that?
I had it laparoscopically. I have 5 scars that are about an inch wide.
Okay.
So my tiny tummy is connected directly to my intestines. So I had the Roux-en-Y.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't have much of a stomach, and it has become a godsend
yeah.
to me. It saved my life. And our doctor, he was like, you need to do something or you're gonna die.
Wow. So do you have a lot of side effects from this surgery?
The one thing I think that has been the biggest impact is losing my hair. I have lost a lot of hair.
Because of nutritional or?
Well, they just say that's one of the side effects
Really?
going through the changes in your body. My hair used to be to my waist and super thick ponytails, and now I actually cut it off right after surgery, the January after surgery. And I had it cut to here, and it's growing back, and I've got little baby hairs and stuff growing back, so it does come back.
Wow.
But the first year, you kind of go through some changes with it.
With
your
your hair.
texture changes, your curls changes. I had super, super curly hair. It's not very curly anymore.
Wow.
And then I guess the other downfall is the skin.
The what?
The skin that's
the skin.
left
when you
over
when you lose your weight.
when you lose your weight. I mean, that is one of the things that, people ask me all the time, "You gonna get that taken off?" I've been married for 28 years. I don't think it matters. It's not for anyone but me.
And you guys are in this together.
Yes, we have had every doctor's appointment, every exercise class, every pool time that we've done has been together. So
I think that is so amazing. So really the skin, now as far as like indigestion or what they call a dumping syndrome type thing, do you have that where you have to go to the bathroom fast or anything
depending
like that?
on what I
you
eat,
eat.
and how much, sometimes I have to get up and literally walk around to move everything to get it to flow.
Hang on just a minute. Okay, and you have to move around just to get things going and all
Yeah.
that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. And but you don't have any real problems with nausea, vomiting,
When I
stuff
first
like
had the
that?
surgery, I did. It was a struggle because I didn't know my limits, and it's very easy to overeat when you're used to eating as much as we were eating. I can eat a half a chicken tender and be full.
Wow.
To where before I could polish off 4 and fries and a biscuit or roll, and so it was just, there's a difference, and you have to learn your limits.
So once you get full and you still want that piece of whatever, does that feeling of I need to eat that go away? You just take it home and eat it later? Or
We
how
do.
does that
I mean,
work?
we do take stuff home and eat it later, depending on what it is, but a lot of it is mental strength. Very much so. It's mental. And
Yeah.
it messes with your mind, especially the first 3 to 6 months. You struggle with that. Do you always eat the right things? No, I don't. I will say that, and I'll admit that, because with as hard as we've worked, having that one treat, that couple M&Ms or that chocolate cookie, it's worth that little sacrifice that you've made. So
Wow. Now, how much more are you planning on losing?
I want to lose about 20 more pounds.
And you've lost how much now total?
170,
170. And you started at,
388.
and you're at what now?
I'm at 221.
221.
220
Okay.
is 221.
And you
But that
wanna
was a week
lose-
ago.
And you want to lose 20 more?
Yes.
Down to about 200?
Yes.
Okay, and why is that your cutoff?
I don't want to look sick.
Okay.
I don't want to look unhealthy, because I feel that there's a point that you can get to look sickly, and I see that quite often. A lot of people lose it fast, and then they just keep losing and losing, and because they're not taking care of themselves. And I feel that 200 mark is healthy for me, for my height and what I'm used to carrying. And I think if I actually got rid of a lot of the excess issues that I have with my skin, I would be below probably that 200 mark.
Yeah, definitely that. Yeah, for sure. Wow. Well, is there anything that you would tell people versus your gastric bypass versus the sleeve? Because there were 6 of y'all that did it at the same time.
There were 5 of us.
5 of
Yes.
you. There were 5 of you.
Yes.
And so they've done very well. Y'all have lost cumulatively over 1,000 pounds.
Yes.
Is everybody doing okay with it? Is everybody staying on their plan?
Yes.
And nobody's really veered off and started gaining weight?
No.
And everybody had a sleeve but you.
Yes.
You're the only one.
Right.
Because of your gastroparesis, you had the
Yes.
gastric bypass done. Was your recovery worse than your husband's, or his worse than yours, or were they about the same?
They were about the same. It's a little bit more complex surgery. It took a little bit longer. But recovery, we were pretty much neck and neck. I had like a pinching type feeling for about 2 months, but that eventually just went away. And that was an internal pinching, I guess, where maybe they had connected everything back. So, yeah.
Now you would do this again?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I recommend it to anyone that questions about it, because we have a lot of people at the gym where we go at our wellness center that, want to know how we did it. And they're like, oh, well, you took the easy way out. You had surgery. No, it wasn't easy. The decision alone wasn't easy. And to have to deal with all the testing that you had to have done, the EKGs, the mental and physical tests, and, all the doctor visits for 6 months and all of that. So there was nothing easy about it.
How much weight did you have to lose before you had your surgery?
He wanted me to lose 50.
Okay.
And I ended up losing 40-ish pounds. So, and he was pleased with that.
So do you have to go, before you had that, did you have to do like psychological testing as
Yes.
well?
Yes.
And so 6 months of preparation to get that much weight off,
Yes.
to go through your psychological, all your testing, and make sure everything was good. And your husband was explaining that you had to lose that weight to shrink your liver.
Yes.
Do you understand what that means and why that is?
No, honestly, no. I don't think the doctor really didn't discuss that. And if he did, I don't honestly remember. But I know it's to get rid of the toxins and stuff in your body. And that he did say that my liver was a little fatty, but he said I did what I needed to do in order to get everything accomplished. So.
Now, did the same doctor do your surgery that everybody had?
Yes. Yes.
Y'all all just lined up and went in 2 weeks period, all of you were done?
All but one. My first sister-in-law, my youngest sister-in-law, had hers done in May. My older sister-in-law had hers done in November. And then my husband and I had it done in December, and my daughter had it done the end of January, 1st of February.
Wow. And how much weight has she lost?
150.
Wow. And does she feel better?
Oh, yeah. And she's 25. They're trying to have a baby.
Oh.
So, she had made the right choice, and now she wants to become a physical therapist. So, just changes in our lives have been amazing.
This does my heart so good to meet you. You're so kind.
Oh,
You're
thank
so
you.
sweet. And we had a good talk yesterday.
Yeah.
And your husband is so sweet. He's so patient for me to get my mic ready and everything.
Right.
Was so kind. And just for y'all to change your lives the way you have is amazing.
It has been amazing. It has been an amazing journey. I mean, we have gone from doing nothing to, I feel, more than anything, we've been successful in our lives and in our marriage. I think going through it together has made us stronger. And if you have someone that you can do this with, I could have never done this alone.
Right.
He is my rock. He has always been my rock.
Oh.
And, the fact that we've done it together has what's meant the most to me.
Wow. Y'all are amazing.
Thank you.
You're truly amazing. I can't wait I'll be back in the spring probably, and we'll get to see you then.
Absolutely.
I've kind of pushed your little booth so that we can get people to come and see your stuff.
Absolutely.
You guys are amazing.
Thank
I just
you.
want to thank you so much from the bottom of my
Oh,
heart.
thank you.
And I want to get a video just with me and you.
Okay.
We're going to stand here. We're going to do a selfie.
Okay. Me and my hat.
Yeah, you and your hat. You're adorable. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
have been just a blessing.
Oh,
God
thank
bless.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed Darlene's explanation of what a gastric bypass is. Now, she had, and we're going to gastric bypass. That's what we're looking at right now. Oh, I can spell bypass. I promise that I can. So, again, we're going to go over the digestive system. We've got the esophagus. Here's our mouth, and we're gonna eat. Going to come into our, that's not really a foot, it's kind of a stomach, but what can I say? All right, and so what they do with, and small intestines, don't forget about that part. Now that's a big deal. You got to know about these small intestines. The duodenum or duodenum, there, is a part of the small intestines that they hook this into. And so what they do is they cut this portion off. Like they just leave a little bitty pouch right here. And then all of this stomach is gone. Like that. Like that. They leave a little bitty pouch right here. And then they hook it into the duodenum or duodenum, whichever way you want to say it. All right. And so it comes down in here and they hook it right straight into the small intestines. What that does is you cannot eat a whole lot. Consumption is very much decreased because you just don't have a whole lot of stomach right here. I don't really know how big they make it. I'm sure they make it big or small for different people. I'm not sure about that. I'm no surgeon. And their hunger is decreased. Again, the stomach, when the stomach is gone, you've got the insulin issues. You've also got the hunger issues. So all that's decreased. Now, the pros are you really drop a lot of weight really fast. You have to drink a lot of water because dehydration with both of these surgeries are very, very maximum. You got to really be careful about dehydration. But the cons for this, you drop a lot of weight. They've had virtually very minimal. Hers was her hair loss and some things like that. But nutritional would be a big deal. So if you had this kind of surgery, you'd really need to be careful about, make sure you get proteins and things like that. But also a dumping syndrome. And the dumping syndrome is where things just really go through very fast. So those are some cons about this particular surgery. And I'm sure there's other pros and cons, and we won't get into those today. But if you ever decided to do either one of these, you would find a surgeon who's very equipped to do this for sure. And then I would like to go over one more type of gastric surgery. And this is called gastric banding. There's other types as well, but these three we're gonna pick on: esophagus, what looks like a foot, really not a foot, small intestines, things like that, just like we did before. But what they do is they take a band and they put about somewhere right around in here. And it looks like a band. I don't know how thick it is or anything. And what they do, they can actually make it to where they can fill it up with saline or take saline down so that you can eat more or less, which is very intriguing to me. And I know a lot of people that's had this and done very well with it. But it's just like a constricting band. And what it does is it makes a pouch right here at the top of the stomach. They don't take any of this out. They don't reattach anything. And then you can manipulate this to how fast or slow that you might need to lose weight. And so these are three ways. So we got gastric sleeve, and that's where you cut part of the stomach off and make like a banana sleeve. And then you've got gastric bypass. That means we're bypassing most of the stomach, going straight into the small intestines. And then we got gastric banding, where they don't take anything out. They just band it and kind of constrict it where you can't eat as much and don't feel as hungry. And so I know a lot of people has had this as well, and it does very well. Now what I'd like for you to share with you is the video of those two talking to you just one-on-one together. And they're such a beautiful couple. They're so precious. They're so kind and so respectful. I just love them. So stay tuned and watch this video. It's just a very short video. And also we're going to show what they do at the flea market, because before this surgery this year in 2023, they didn't do anything. They were in motorized little scooters. They could not do anything. And now, if you look at what they build and what they do at the flea market, that is not an easy job to get that stuff taken in, set it up, tear it down, sit there all day. It's not as easy at the flea market that you think that it is. So please stay tuned for this. They are a blessing.
Okay, Randall and Darlene Robertson, and you're from Alabama, and I just interviewed you. So what would you like to tell together, anything else you want to add after our interviews?
Just get up, get active. Just get up off the couch, out of the chair. Find you somebody to lean on, support. So, because we couldn't do it without one another. So that's basically it.
What about you?
And water.
Yeah.
Being in the water is key when you're a larger person and have
Mobility issues
and stuff like that. We have a pool at home, but we still went to the pool every day and did our 2 hours of class, or hour class and hour of working out independently.
So when you say in the water, you don't mean like only hydration, you mean in the water.
No,
In the
we're
water. Oh,
in
yeah.
the water.
Well, hydration is important too, but
And here, you need to be here, down in
where?
water. Like right about here, down, or it's not going to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And y'all do running and all kinds of cardio in
Yep.
there. Yeah, wow. Well,
Find your local health center that has a pool. A lot of times your insurance will help you take care of that. Ours does.
they even give you rewards for
Yeah.
it. So
Yep.
wow. So I was going to say, and I told you that in the break, but just your family, what you have done for your family, your daughter, and her kids when she has kids.
Yeah.
Because probably at her weight, it was hard for her to get pregnant, maybe. I don't
Yes,
know.
that was one of the
So
things.
losing the weight actually helps people get pregnant.
Yeah.
And able to carry a child.
Right.
So not only have y'all made a decision for each other, for yourself, you made a decision for your family.
Right.
And I commend you.
Thank
really.
you.
Thank
And
you.
our 9-year-old granddaughter, she was the main
Oh,
reason
really?
and
that
our
we
grandkids
talked,
to come.
and our
so.
grandkids to come. Our little Piper.
And her name is Piper?
Piper.
Okay, well, we're going to push Piper and say, hey, Piper. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
And your booth is called, let's see, everything's unique and one of a kind. I love these.
I like the song.
Robertson Reed Creations, that's what it is. Yeah. Over here at the flea market. And this is all your side too, and these are all the things y'all make since you had your surgery, lost your weight, and now y'all create all this stuff. And you have to bring it in and out. And you have the energy to do it. Whew, man, there's a lot going on here.
Where did you say Kathleen was at Trinity?
Wow. That is beautiful table right there. All right, love it. And that's Recreations.
with a hyphen.
Robertson's Recreation.
Yep. Follow us on Facebook.
Okay. Oh, you're on Facebook. Is this right here? Oh, there you go. Awesome. Lovely, lovely. Are you struggling with your weight? Do you feel like your health is starting to fail and the fight is just too hard? Well, you're not alone. Many people are fighting the same battle every day. Some win battles, but few win the war. And why is it so hard to win? Because you're fighting against someone who knows you very well, someone who knows your weaknesses and your faults. And who is this enemy? It's you. It's me. That's where It's Me versus Me Life Change Challenge comes in. Hi, my name is Gary Boyd, and I would like to introduce you to a life change program that you can live with and love. What will it take for you to make the necessary changes to take your life back? You can either pay now or you can pay later. The choice is yours, but just know your life is worth it. Sign up to be a participant at itsmeversusme.tv and take back your life today. As the old saying goes, just choosing changes nothing, but deciding changes everything. So why not be a part of a group of people who have chosen life and will receive much encouragement and direction throughout the journey. And I'm right there with you, as I've lost 22 pounds so far, and my household has lost 90 pounds, so we know the struggle is real. Through high-tech 3D body scanning, It's Me versus Me can help take the guesswork out of your fitness and weight loss goals through periodic measurement of your progress. So if you're tired of being tired and watching the world go on without you, make the decision. If not now, then when? Log on to www.itsmeversusme.tv to find out more on how to become a participant. Space is limited, so act fast. Remember, the struggle is real, so let's fight this battle together and be our best selves. It's me versus me, the struggle is real. It's me versus me, the struggle is real. Have you been to the Paris Civic Center yet? No? Well, have I got a treat for you. This morning when I went to the gym, I took a video of all the equipment and the things to do there. So you can see firsthand what the Paris Civic Center has to offer. So let's take a look at that. Today we're going to visit the Paris Civic Center. It's located on Volunteer Drive. I'll look up the address later. It's about, 26 degrees outside. Everything's frozen. But it's a nice sunny day. Still too cold for me to be outside. So I want to kind of go over some stuff as you walk in the door. Overview what we're going to look at. Swimming pool. Workout ring. Try not to show people. Workout ring right there. That was quick. This is the ring that's really great. It's a meeting room. You can actually rent this. It's like $12 or something. You have to clean your own stuff up, but this is the room where you got all kinds of stuff in here. You have your little dumbbells and kettlebells. You also have a speaker you can use. You got weights, mats, balls, all kinds of stuff. Okay, we're gonna start out with the bag that I bring to the gym. And this is my yoga mat. I can use theirs here, but I prefer my own germs. This is that way, and that is a kneeling thing that you can use when you're doing all kinds of workouts on your knees. And here we have
our workout yoga straps. Our It's Me versus Me. We have our basketball for when we work out at the gym. I have extra socks just in case my socks bother me. I had to have 2 different kinds on today because they bother me today. And then I have yoga blocks, which are amazing. I also have my JBL speaker that's Bluetooth to my phone. And I have my headset. So whenever I'm walking on the walking trail, we'll get to that in a little bit, that's what I use there. And music really helps you to find some music that you like. It's upbeat or it can be slow. It doesn't matter. It could be classical. Whatever floats your boat, and turn it on. And it just, I don't know, if you're a music person, it just gives you a whole different vibe of what you can and can't do that day. It's just something that helps me. I don't know if it helps you or not. Let me know.
Stay tuned for the next episode on Sunday at 8 p.m. Also remember, we are accepting new participants to be a part of our Life Challenge. So if you would be interested in the Life Challenge, contact us on www.itsmeversusme.tv. If I don't get back to you within a timely manner, please call 731-924-9249, as I don't always get my social media correspondence like I would like. And remember, our New Year's resolution is coming, and it's here. So if not now, then maybe pick January to start your challenge. And what a way to get your year started the right way. God bless to all, and until we meet again, Sunday, 8 p.m., New Year's Eve, let's get this thing going. Take care and keep on believing in yourself. God bless and bye-bye. It's me versus me, the struggle is real. It's me versus me, the struggle is real.